Hi everybody, this is Boog Reviews, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the new NECA New York Comic Con 2025 exclusive TMNT cartoon Ultimate Train Track Takedown Shredder figure. So before we take a look at Shredder, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the accessories that he comes with. So first up, Shredder comes with the Fusion Supercharger, and this looks really nice. The sculpt detail is really good, all of the black painted on lines came out really clean. I love that. I definitely wish they would have painted the numbers on the front here. I'm a bit disappointed that they left it blank. That's a small gripe, but I definitely wish they would have painted the numbers on there. Up next, he comes with a set of fisted hands. Up next, he comes with a set of open hands. Up next, he comes with accessory holding hands. Up next, he comes with the laser gun. It's just cast in black plastic, not a whole lot of detail to it. Would have been cool if they would have made a laser that you could attach to the end of that. And the controller here. And the controller actually has some really nice sculpt and paint detail. I love the little black lines you get right there. It brings the sculpt out really nicely. Up next, he comes with this pocket watch. Up next, he comes with this sword. And this looks good. If I remember right, in the beginning of the episode, Shredder actually only uses this in his regular outfit. I don't remember him actually using the sword in this outfit. I'm still pretty happy that NECA included this as an accessory, though. You can use it with this or the regular Shredder. Up next, you get his head sculpt with the bandana on it. And this is it's a goofy looking head sculpt, but it's sculpted really nicely. I like how April couldn't tell that this was Shredder till he took the bandana off. But that looks really good. I feel like the black line here on the left side got painted on a little thick. But I still like this head sculpt regardless. Up next, he comes with an alternate head sculpt with the bandana off. And this looks really good. I love his big train conductor hat right there. I'm not sure if the face is reused from the Ultimate Shredder. It does look the same, because the bottom of the Ultimate Shredder, you could see his chin underneath the mask right here. So they might have actually reused the face and the mask part right here and just put a new top piece over top of it. His helmet and the hat here are all one piece. So that might be the only thing new on this head sculpt. It looks really, really good though. I love that. And finally, he comes with these alternate crossed arms. And these look really good. I love the sculpt of them. The black paint looks really nice, especially around the spikes right here. Looks a bit goofy from the back. It kind of looks like he just has one giant arm that flows together. But from the front, it looks really nice. Now, this is compatible with both this Shredder and the Ultimate Shredder, so I'll show both of those off. So to get these on, you do have to heat the arms on this up and pop it off, well, on both figures. It's kind of weird to me that they include this as an accessory when these arms really aren't meant to pop off. So what I did was I heated this up, and I actually sanded the joints down. That way I could pop these off without having to heat them up every time. So now I can pop them off. And you know, I just sanded it down enough to where there's still some resistance. But that way I can switch it out on camera without having to heat it up here. So you just kind of put one arm in, and then the other here. Make sure his shoulder pads don't get in the way. Now, I haven't actually been able to peg these in. Whenever I peg one side in, the other side pops out. I honestly think that looks fine as is. I think this is a really, really cool accessory, and that actually looks really cool in Shredder. It's just a bit tricky to get on. You know, if you heat it up, pop the arms that he comes with off, and shave them down a little bit, that's perfect. That way you can switch them out whenever you want. I did the same thing to my Ultimate Shredder. Let's go ahead and pop his arms off here. You'll want to put one side in at a time. I am concerned about scuffing the torso up right here, because you kind of have to stretch the arms around the torso. There. So man, that also looks really cool too. I don't know if I'm going to display Shredder like this or not. I do like the way I had him displayed with the sword, but man, the crossed arms look really, really cool too. So yeah, I love these as an accessory. A bit tricky to get on, but honestly I think it's worth the trouble, especially if you do what I did and just sand the joints down. That way you can pop the arms off whenever you want. So now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the rest of Train Track Takedown Shredder. So taking a look at the rest of this Shredder figure, I think NECA did a really good job at sculpting this. We actually get a bunch of brand new parts. I do see some reuse here, though. So the shoulder pads are reused, and I'm pretty sure the arms are reused, too. The paint is a little bit different on the bicep here, but I'm pretty sure the sculpt is the same. It feels the same. I think they just painted the muscle right here a little bit differently. I also feel like the spikes on this figure are a brighter white. I feel like they were a little bit darker shade on the Ultimate Shredder. You can see that his skin tone was also darker. I feel like his skin tone is a bit more vibrant on this version. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the arms are reuse, which I think makes sense. His train conductor outfit looks really good though. All of these lines are painted on, none of them are sculpted on, and all of those lines look really nice. I think that looks really good. The only part that bothers me is on the right leg here. So on the left leg, I think the stripes actually line up really well with the sculpt. You know, if you have his leg like this, then the lines flow really nicely, but they don't flow at all on this right side. So to get them flowing, you either have to have his leg completely bent in like that, or like that. You know, if you have his legs lined up the way they should be, the lines don't match up, and that does drive me nuts a bit. That's a small gripe because, I mean, the figure still looks good. It just drives me nuts that the lines don't match up unless you have his knee completely sideways like that. The back of the figure is still painted really nicely. I did notice that mine's helmet right here has a scuff on it, so you can see that it's actually cast in this, I guess it's kind of like a lavender color. But yeah, I just noticed that that's scuffed up right there. That should be an easy fix if I want to repaint that. I also love on his outfit how he left his shin armor on. You can see the spikes sticking out of the bottom right here. I like the way they sculpted that. It actually does look like there's more spikes underneath the way it's under the material. The way NECA sculpted that looks really nice. I wish that they could have found a way to put a shin swivel in here. I think that would have been really good. But that probably would have been tricky to pull off because the way that's sculpted, with the way the spike is right there and the way the material comes up a little bit. So now, let's go ahead and go over his articulation. So he has a ball-jointed head that can look up very slightly. He can look down a little bit. He can move his head side to side and around very nicely. He has shoulders that can move all the way out. Some really good range of motion there. They can move up and down. He has a swivel to bicep. Kind of a tight joint. Double-jointed elbows that can actually bend in a decent amount. Actually, they can bend in all the way. He has a swivel here at the forearm, and I think NECA hid that really well, just like they did on the Ultimate. Because of the way the strap is sculpted right here and the painted on line, they hide that articulation there, or the cuff for articulation, really nicely. So it does move side to side. Really tight joint, though. You can hear the noise it makes. He has hinged wrists on these accessory holding hands that can move up and down and spin all the way around. I think he has some sort of articulation down in here, but because of the sculpt of this and how thick it is, it doesn't really move that much. He has ball-jointed hips that can only move out that far. I wouldn't recommend moving them any farther. You could split the material for this overlay right here if you do that. He can kick forward very slightly, back really nicely. He has a really nice thigh swivel. Double-jointed knees that can only move back that far. Ankles that can move down all the way, up just a little bit, and a nice ankle rocker. So now, let's do some size comparisons. So first up here he is next to the previous Ultimate of himself with those crossed arms on there, and man, that looks really cool. Here he is next to Bebop and Rocksteady, and if we got this Shredder, I wonder if we'll get Bebop and Rocksteady in their training uniforms as well. We have quite a few Bebop and Rocksteadies already in this line, but I would like to see NECA do them in their train outfits too to go along with Shredder. Here he is next to all of the Pizza Club Ultimate Turtle figures, and I'd also like some turtles from this episode too, either in their remaining disguises where they all have dresses on, or their later hosen. I think that would be really cool. In the beginning of the episode, they also have their disguises on with some berets, which the disguises that they have on isn't quite the same as the 4-pack that we got, but it'd be cool if we got the alternate looks for the turtles in this episode, and then some alternate heads. You know, sometimes NECA includes accessories for previous figures, so it'd be cool if we get them in their alternate disguises, and they'd come with alternate heads for those Turtles in Disguise figures we already have. Here he is next to Vernon and Splinter. It'd also be cool if in the future they give us a Vernon head sculpt with the pea soup on his head from this episode. I think that would be really cool. And finally, here he is next to Irma and the Ultimate April figure. So overall, I'm incredibly happy with this figure. I think NECA did an incredible job with it, just like they always do with their turtle figures. It's a really goofy, just really fun figure. I don't necessarily think it was a must-have figure, but it's still really fun, and I'm glad that I did buy it. Since this was a New York Comic Con exclusive, I think you could only get it at the convention or online, which is where I got it. I got it online. Now that's not to say that it won't come back into stock again. You know, with these exclusives, sometimes they come back into stock. So if you weren't able to get one, I feel like NECA might put them up again at some point in the future. So yeah, hopefully everyone that wanted one was able to get one. Because, like I said, even though I don't think it's an essential to your turtle collection, it's still a really fun figure, and I'm glad that I picked it up. So, that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.